no better person to comment on Longmeadow Lancer basketball, but the former coach of the Longmeadow Lancers, Coach Ron Morissette. Ron, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Tom. It's my pleasure to be here tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Now, Ron, look at we're looking at the records of both teams. The Panthers come in with a 3-4 record. The Lancers come in with a 3-3 record. And the Lancers, their wins this year have been over who, Ron?
They beat East Longmeadow, they beat Northampton, and they beat Putnam. They've beaten three pretty good teams, and they've lost to three pretty good teams, three darn good teams.
As a matter of fact, one of the teams that we were talking about before the game was the Amherst Hurricanes. And Amherst is right up there with the Central in terms of the team capability, and you said they played them pretty tough.
Yeah, well, they played Amherst real tough. Amherst is undefeated, and they got a lot of talent, and they're a real good jumping team and a well-balanced team, and Longmeadow had an 11-point lead about 10 minutes to go in the second half, and then Amherst kind of took over with their ability, and they started going underneath with the ball, and they started playing a little ping pong off the basket and mixing it with some three-pointers out there, and their talent really came through in about the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay, there you see our American flag. In just a minute, we'll be going to our national anthem, but before we do that, we're going to be introducing the starting lineups. Now on the Cathedral side, Cathedral comes in with a young team. They're coached by Kevin Kennedy, a good ball player in his own right. And we're going to see a lot of play tonight out of Billy Martin. Billy Martin, a big 6'6" freshman, and a young team, but a team that's on the rise.
Yeah, Cathedral has had a veteran team for 3-4 years now, and they got a young team this year, so they've struggled a little bit early, but they played some tough teams. They played a real tough St. Joe's team. I think St. Joe's is from the New Haven area, and they're a real dynamite club. And the Cathedral's been playing much better of late, so I think they're starting to mature a little bit, and I think it's going to be a tough game.
Okay, well, we're getting ready to rock and roll here, and we're about to introduce the starting lineups for tonight's game. Dave Daniels, the PA announcer assistant, will be giving Dave right now going over some of the social amenities of tonight's game and the doctrine of team play and team concept. Okay, here comes the player introduction. Starting at forward for Cathedral, number 4, Bill Dowd. For the Lancers, Mike Kotwicki, number 14, the Cowboy Kotwicki. We saw a lot of Mike during the football season. Toby Perry, number 22 at forward for the Panthers. Number 22, Toby Perry. Matt McGuire, number 15 for the Panthers at 1 forward. Like that goatee. Billy Martin, number 33, the young freshman. His whole family up in the stands, led by the patriarch, Buddy Martin. Ryan Scherer, the center for the Lancers. At guard, number 23, Kevin Burns, the starting guard for the Panthers. Jeff Kramer, starting at guard, number 32. No, that's number 32 is Steve McCall. I didn't think that looked like Jeff Kramer.
No.
Ryan Brown, the rest of the Cathedral Panther team. And now we'll see Jeff Kramer, the leader of the run and shoot offense and also the QB of the basketball team. There it is, number 11, Jeff Kramer, and the rest of the Lancer squad. Pretty good turnout for a game, right?
Great turnout tonight.
Of course, when you have the two schools, Cathedral and Longmeadow, then you always, again, good rivalry, of course. Both of these teams met in the Super Bowl, and so that enthusiasm continues onto the basketball. Okay, right now we'll have the playing of our national anthem. Okay, so there you see look at the crowd, the big crowd that came out for this big Longmeadow Lancer and Cathedral Panther game. The referee's being a little bit, giving a little hassle to our cameraman. Okay, what kind of offensive strategy will we see by the Lancers tonight, Ron?
I think it's going to depend on what the defense is for Cathedral, Tom. I haven't seen Cathedral play this year, but the success Longmeadow's had has been due to the balance that they have. They got a decent outside shooting team. They can go inside with the ball. They handle the ball quite well. So Longmeadow's been successful because they've got good balance. So they've been playing a 1-3-1 defense this year. I don't know what Cathedral's going to play, so I think we're going to have to wait and just see what Cathedral sets up in.
Okay, so Brian Scherer will be taking the tip. It's going to be controlled by the Panthers with the ball, number 4, Billy Dowd. Dowd up top to Kevin Burns, being guarded by Jeff Kramer. Inside to Martin. Martin looks over in the corner, back out top to Brian Brown. Long bomb, a good rebound then by Toby Perry. Goes up, it's a scramble for the ball. Oh, nice block by Brian Scherer, but it's recovered by Cathedral. Number 22, Toby Perry puts it in, and the Panthers out to a quick 2-point lead. Looks like they're going on a full court man-to-man press.
No, I think it's a diamond in one, Tom. It looks like a 3-1-1 or a diamond in one. And they're man-to-man on the half court.
Okay, Jeff Kramer up top. Kramer looks inside, over to Kotwicki. Kotwicki trying to get the ball into McGuire, up top to McCall. Good defense by the Panthers. And what kind of defense do we see by the Panthers?
Man-to-man. I think it looks like, Tom, they're going to go diamond in one full court zone and drop back into a man-to-man on the half court. Longmeadow's been running a 1-2-2 stack offense against a man-to-man. Cathedral scores again. We'll see what they set up in.
Okay, so with the ball right now, Brian Brown inside to Martin. Martin, good feed off, good blocking, good defense out there by the Lancers, but they're going to give it back. No, it looks like they're going to give the ball back to the Panthers. Okay, let's take a look at that at the instant replay. Now watch him slap this out of the hand. The ball goes up. Nice slap there. Watch Brian Scherer come over. Nice shot by Brian Scherer. But then it gets right back, and we're back to the live action. Jeff Kramer, the QB of the team, tries to go down, drives the top of the key. Out to Kotwicki now. Kotwicki out top to McCall. McCall being guarded out there nicely by number 10, Brian Brown. It's Kotwicki. Inside to Scherer. Scherer being guarded by Martin. They're going to call a foul on number 10, Brian Brown. Little leaning in that time.
Yeah, I think he reached across his arms, and it's almost automatic. Every time you reach across somebody's arms, they're going to call a foul on you, even if you don't touch them.
But it won't be a shooting foul. Let's take a look at it now. You can describe it.
Okay, the ball comes in, and they double-team Brian, and then Brian finds a little crack there and goes inside, but gets fouled on the way to the basket.
Okay, we go back to the action. Billy Martin with a rebound, gives it up to number 23, Kevin Burns. Over to Brown, back to Burns. Burns looks inside to the big men. Back up top to Burns. Burns tries to drive, gets it back to Brown, inside to Martin. Martin will turn and go from there, but it goes awry. Brian Scherer, nice bound by Brian Scherer. Brian's got to give it up to his guards. But good pressing defense.
Yeah, they're playing a real good, aggressive, tight defense. All of the years we played Cathedral, they always played that real tough, physical defense. Very physical team.
Speaking of physical, there's Brian Scherer draws the foul on number 22, Toby Perry. Brian Scherer, you know, for a thin or a slight build, he really is aggressive on the board.
He can get up there. He's got long arms, but he can wind his way through the lane.
Okay, let's take a look at it. Now watch Brian go up for this bound. The ball comes out, and there you see Brian go up, and there you see the foul by Toby Perry. And we go back to the foul line, and Brian Scherer converts his first of 2 shots.
See, Brian didn't get boxed out there, and he just reached right over the defender, and he's got the long arms. So if you don't box him out, he's going to get rebounds.
Ball comes straight out. There's going to be a foul called on Matt McGuire. Matt looked like a linebacker that time.
Yeah, another reach-in foul. It's really tough for these kids to resist reaching in all the time. It's a matter of just self-discipline.
Okay, let's take a look at it. Now watch this foul by Matt. Matt just says, okay, I'll take that ball. And you see Kevin Kennedy right back of him, the coach, who says that's a little bit too rough on our guy.
Yeah, when a defensive player reaches in, he really needs to be backing off the player, and then that way he won't come in contact with him. And what the players most often do is reach in on him.
Okay, they're going to up top now. The ball's up. Nice shot that time by Brian Brown. They got it right back up top quick. They break that press, and that's what you got to do to break the press, right? You got to bring that big man back, put him in the middle.
Yeah, you got to pass it, and they want you to dribble it so they can double team you, but you got to pass against the press.
Inside the Shera, that was a nice pass by Steve McCall inside the Shera, but there's going to be another foul on Toby Parra. That's going to be his second. So with let's take a look at this foul. You can describe it.
Okay, looked like another reach in here again. Well, he's trying to block the shot, so it's hard to tell from the replay, but it looked like he had pretty good position there.
But that was a nice dish off by Steve McCall, so Brian Shera will be going to line. It's up and it's no good. So our score, the Panthers 4 and the Lancers 1 with 13:28 to go in this first half. Okay, Shera, concentration is up. It's no good. Ron, what can you do as a coach to try to prepare kids for foul shots?
Well, it's practice, practice, practice. It's a very begrudging advancement in ability. There's guys in the pros that can't shoot foul shots, and they practice all the time. It's very difficult.
Is it a technique that you can teach?
I'll tell you, in all the years that I've coached and all the practicing we did shooting foul shots, it's a very, very begrudging advancement in your ability to shoot foul shots. You got to just practice. It's touch. You got to try to put it over the front rim, and it's technique, and you can get a little bit better at it. But to me, it seems like people had the knack to do it or they didn't. You know, they had the dexterity to do it or they didn't have the dexterity to do it. You see very little improvement in kids over the years with foul shooting.
Okay, that time Billy Martin had a nice drive to the hoop for two. A long outside shot. Martin with the rebound. Nice shot by Billy Martin. So that makes our score now the Panthers 6. The first shot by Martin was no good as there was a push-up underneath. Okay, Shera quickly over to Kramer. Kramer goes up with it, and it's no good. Nice rebound by Matt McGuire, and Matt's going to be fouled coming over the top. Looked like Brian had a little walk there, too.
I don't know, Tom.
I mean, Matt, rather. But the foul's going to be called on number 10, Brian. I'll take a look at it. Now let's take a look. Watch when Matt gets this rebound. You'll notice right there, now when he comes down, a little bit of footwork right there. Yep.
Right.
But they got away with it, and over the top is going to be fouled. So Matt McGuire will be going to the line. He'll be shooting two. It's up, and it's good. Now that time you can see a nice rotation on the ball, Ron. Nice follow through, nice extension with a
He's got his fingertips on it. I mean, you can teach a proper technique for shooting fouls, and then after that it's practice, and it's up to the player.
So nice roll off the fingers that time. So now the Lancers are within 3. And quickly up court comes number 23, Kevin Burns. Burns over to Brian Brown.
Longmeadow's running their 1-3-1 half-court defense, which they've been running all year. And Cathedral's setting up in the holes on it. They're playing a 2-1-2, and they're putting the players where the holes are on it and trying to work the ball around and trying to get it inside. And if they get the shot open up outside, they take the outside shot. But I think Longmeadow's probably going to stick with that 1-3-1.
Let's take a look at this last call. Now, watch this good pressure defense by Brian Shera and also Matt McGuire, and there you see it's called for a jump ball. The arrow was going Longmeadow's way. They gave it to Longmeadow, but in the meantime, during this instant replay, the ball goes back to Cathedral. Inbounding the ball will be Billy Dowd. Dowd to Byrne. Burns looking for some help inside. In the game now is number 20, Darwin Dawkins. Okay, number 10, Brown. Back out to Burns. Burns looks inside to Dawkins. Burns into Martin. Martin tries to wheel, and I think Martin was called. Yeah, Martin was called for the hit. Was that a hit or was that a walk? Let's take a look at it.
Call the charging foul on him.
Okay, let's take a look at it. The ball goes off. Now you'll watch Martin come to the outside now. And here comes the charge right there. It just runs over the Lancers. And back to the other end, Matt McGuire is fouled. This is a good, aggressive game. It's up and down the court.
Hey, well, Cathedral always has a physical team. Every year we played them, they had a very physical team. And this year's Longmeadow team is a very scrappy team. They haven't quit in any game that I've seen them play.
Okay, Matt McGuire will be going to the line. He'll be shooting two. Some substitutions right now. Into the game for the Panthers is number 24, Fountain Murray, a fountain of hoop. They're calling Matt They're calling Matt McGuire Shaggy.
Yeah, Matt's getting a kick out of it, too. He's got a little smile on his face. I can't remember the last time I saw a guy make a foul shot with a big smile on his face.
It's up and it's no good. Oh, nice take by Brian Shera. And they get it. Oh, they're calling traveling. Maybe we get a look at that. Do you think that was traveling, Ryan?
That didn't look like it. Maybe on the replay we'll be able to see better, but I thought it was a good move to the basket.
Okay, we don't have a replay of that. But again, that was a questionable call. With the ball right now, Kevin Burns, number 23, almost moved the pivot foot. Gets it over inside to Dawkins. Dawkins tied up out there by Kramer, gets to Martin. Martin's got a man wide open, but Martin decides to go with it. It's no good. Shera comes down with it. There's a scramble for the ball, but it's going to be Lancer ball. Stepping out of bounds was Billy Dowd, number 4. Okay, Jeff Kramer inbound it. Nice pass to Kotwicki. Back to Shera. Bryant's up with it. It's no good. Ball taken by Fountain Murray. Here comes Burns. Burns will try to settle him down. Back to Martin. Goes up top, and it's good. Scores by Fountain Murray. Shera goes right up with it, and it's going to be a foul. It's either going to call a foul on. Referee comes over. There you see a good look at Coach Kevin Kennedy and Billy Martin. We're going to see a lot out of Billy Martin, number 33. Of course, the entire Martin family was excellent basketball players in their own right. Buddy, I played with Buddy and Mike. And, of course, Bobby Martin was also an excellent basketball player, so he comes from a great basketball tradition.
I don't know them as players, but I do know them as officials. We saw the Martins over here quite frequently.
Okay, let's take a look at that last play. Now you see Shera with the rebound. Now Shera tries to go right up with it, and there you see, coming in from the outside, Darwin Dawkins. And that's why now we go back to Brian Shera on the line. That was the reason why.
Yeah, Brian keeps up his aggressiveness tonight. He could live on the foul line.
But now we just got to start making some of them. Kramer, nice shot off to Jeff Glenn. Nice shot by Jeff Glenn, is in the game now for the Lancers at forward. Out inside now to Martin. Martin wheels to Burns. They lose the ball. It goes back to the Panthers. Okay, so there's a quick timeout on the floor with a score. The Panthers 10 and the Panthers 6. So what's your assessment of the play so far, Ryan?
It's been kind of ragged, Tom. I think they're both trying to figure out what each team is capable of doing right now. I haven't seen Cathedral, as I said before, but Longmeadow's in their traditional 1-3-1. They don't come up to midcourt and trap real tight up at midcourt. They let you come across, and then they double team you on the side of the court. They trap you in the corners, and they make it tough for you to get good standing jump shots. Cathedral is, over the years, they've been a very aggressive team, and they apparently figure that they can press Longmeadow tonight because they're going full court and then the half court real aggressive man-to-man. So right now, given the fact that both teams are very aggressive with the presses going on, it's a pretty ragged game. A lot of fouls and, a lot of activity out here.
And, with the score, at this point in the game, with the score being what it is, you think a lot of the fact we have such a low-scoring game is because of all the aggressive play?
I think so. There haven't been a lot of good standing shots coming off the offense. Most of it's been from the foul line or, fairly forced shots so far.
Okay, so go back to the action. The Panthers will be inbounding it. Oh, right underneath the Dawkins. Dawkins tries to go up with it. But it's going to be Lancer ball. Jeff Kramer will inbound it. Back to McCall. McCall, long pass to Jeff Glenn. Jeff tries to get it off to Brian Shera. That was a nice try by Jeff Glenn. But it goes back to Billy Dowd. Dowd goes right up with it. Oh, that looked like a charge from here.
Well, it's hard to see from here, but it was a heck of a shot, I'll tell you that. Switched it from his right to his left hand and went up with the left hand.
Okay, McCall now with the ball. Kotwicki calling for it. Back over to Kotwicki. Inside to Glenn. Glenn goes right up with it over Martin, but Martin takes it away. Nice aggressive move by Jeff Glenn. Okay, with the ball now into Billy Dowd. Dowd inside to Dawkins. Oh, nice block by. Oh, that was a beautiful block by Brian Scherer, but a nice follow-up by the Panthers. Okay, McCall now. There's that press. There's going to be a foul on Dawkins.
Yeah, they're double teaming under the basket when it comes in, so it almost looks like it's a combination man-to-man and zone. They almost set up like it's man-to-man, and then they double team the ball when they come in. But it's an aggressive Cathedral team tonight, and it's giving Longmeadow fits.
Here's a look at it. Okay, now let's say if this is a charge. Let's take a look at it, Ron. See what you think.
It's hard to tell from here. Could have been a good acting job by Mike Kotwicki, but
not the Cowboy.
Yeah. Hey, the last game against the other night when they played Holyoke, Mike Kotwicki got 19 points. I think that's his career high. So he's a hustler.
Okay, on the line right now for the Lancers, Steve McCall. Back on top to the Cowboy, Kotwicki. Back to McCall. McCall goes to the middle, long shot. Oh, around and out. Oh, Jeff Kramer just pushes down Burns. And they're going to call it. Going to call it on Burns. A push-off. Let's take a look at this one. Now watch this. Now watch Jeff Kramer. He just sort of pushes Burns out of the way.
I think that was a foul on Jeff Kramer, but that's the way it goes in basketball.
Okay, the inbound it to Kramer. Kramer looks inside now. Sets up his offense. Now what kind of offense are they running, Ryan?
Well, Cathedral is zoning the out of bounds, so instead of the man-to-man that Longmeadow's had to go against, they just had to go against a 2-1-2 zone. A lot of teams zone the out of bounds because they're afraid with a man-to-man defense on out of bounds, they're going to give an easy layup. So that time Cathedral was in a zone. It's the first time we've seen them tonight in a zone.
And here it is. Here's that inside move. Nice rebound by Jeff Glenn. Jeff goes right up with it.
Longmeadow's down 8 points, Tom, 14-6, and if they made their foul shots, I think they'd be up about 5 right now.
Nice shot by Jeff Glenn. Jen converts. So now they're only down by 7. Like I was saying in the JV game where they missed a lot of foul shots, that is such an integral part of the game. People start to take it for granted, but that's a very important part of the game.
Oh, absolutely. Games are won all the time on foul shots. Won and lost.
So Steve McCall will go to the line. And it's good. So that brings the Lancers within 6. Okay, inside. Get to the outside. The ball goes out of bounds, but it'll still be Panther ball. There you see a good shot of the Cowboy, Mike Kotwicki. Okay, the Panther, Billy Dowd inbounds it. Back now to Burns. Back to Burns. Out top now to Murray, but it's no good. Nice bound inside. Up with it. Nice shot by Toby Perry. And there's that full court press. Let's see who they're going to give this ball back to. They see a good shot of Kevin Kennedy. Going to give the ball back to the Panthers.
Hey, Tom, Longmeadow's a team you can't let them shoot standing jump shots, and Cathedral's not letting them do that. They're playing them tough all over the floor, so they're making a move.
Inside shot again. They're controlling the boards right now, which is also hurting the Lancers. McCall with the ball, almost over and back. Here comes McCall, looking for some help. Gets to the Kotwicki from the outside. So go around the rim, it's out. Nice follow-up by McCall. Back over to Kramer. Kramer will take it from there. It's no good. Nice follow-up by, nice play by Mike Kotwicki. That was just Mike's pure aggression.
That's Mike's game. He's a real hustler. Tommy played for me several years ago, and he's the same kind of player. Money players.
And there's another nice drive by Billy Dowd. Number 4 converts. Let's take a look at it, Ron. Here you see the play. Here comes Dowd right down. Gets to the inside. You see Kotwicki comes over. And he's up.
They got late help on it. It's almost impossible to play individuals one-on-one, and you got to get help from your teammates, and we got late help on it.
Okay, so Billy Dowd's up, and it's good. Okay, here comes Kramer. Kramer over to McCall. McCall to Scherer. Scherer being guarded by Martin. Okay, McCall now comes to the top of the key. Stops. Look for some help. To Glenn. Glenn wants to go. Back to Kramer. Kramer will go up from there. But as he goes, Billy Martin filled that hole. That time Jeff wanted to go, and then all of a sudden Martin filled the gap.
Yeah, I think Cathedral's got extra incentive tonight after the Super Bowl game. The fans are all yelling Super Bowl, and I think Cathedral's really pumped tonight.
They really are. You can sense it. You can feel that electricity. Billy Dowd. They got some good dancers here. And there you see the cheerleaders shaking their booty. Maybe you could tell me, Ron, what is a booty?
A booty? You got me.
Well, they're all shaking their booty over here, that's for sure. Okay, we go back to the line. On the line right now is number 22, Toby Pear. Okay, back out top now to Kevin Burns. It looked like he was going to the line for a foul shot. He was standing there, but it was just an inbound. They give it to Martin. Nice pass by Billy Martin and Toby Pear, but he misses it. And it goes out of bounds, and that looked like it should have been Panther ball, but they give it to the lead McCall. Inbound, there's Scott Wicke. Over to Glenn. Glenn, nice pass off to Scherer. Scherer takes a shot, and the referee didn't call it. Come on, ref, let's get on your toes. Whoa. I mean, he took a shot. There's an injured Panther on the floor right now. That's Kevin Burns. Nice hustle by Kevin. Maybe we could take a look at that. Let's take a look at this now, Ron. Now watch this nice pass off. And now you see, now he went right by him. He slid. It looked like he fouled, but Kevin went right by him, and Kevin
Looked like Brian might have slipped there.
A nice instant replay by our Channel 8 crew. Inbounds it, and here comes number 24. Now to Ryan Brown with the ball to Burns. Burns out top to Fountain Murray. I think they're going to call a foul underneath. Here comes the referee, or let's see if the call is on. 1-4 push. They're calling a push off on Kotwicki. There's a good shot of some of the Cathedral gathering here. Looks like, you know, we're in the Cathedral, we're in the Longmeadow gym, but the Panthers seem to have more enthusiasm.
Yeah, it never dawned on me, Tom, there was going to be such a carryover from the football game. There's definitely an enthusiasm here tonight.
Okay, there's going to be a jump ball. Let's see who the arrow's for. I don't know what the see who they're going to give this ball to. They're going to give it to the Panthers. Inbounding it will be Burns. Burns inbounds it. Back to Martin. Martin wheels from there, goes up. Ball bounces out, but stayed in by Parrott. Boy, Toby Parrott's having a great game. He's hitting those boards with vengeance.
Yeah, Cathedral's doing a heck of a job on the offensive boards. They're getting 1 and 2 and 3 shots every time down the floor.
Jeff Glenn, good defense that time by Fountain Murray. They're going to call a palm. They're going to call a traveling. Little palm job that time.
Yep.
So with 7 minutes and 3 seconds to go, the Lancers are down by 13, 23-10. Okay, inbounds, and now is McCall. Kotwicki into Scherer. Scherer goes, rolls, no good. Stays with it, though. McCall out top. Nice rebound again by Pear. Okay, now they got Burns. Burns up top. Right down the lane. Oh, it looks like it should have been a charge that time. But Martin keeps it alive. Nice play by Martin.
Kamikaze basketball, Tom, and Cathedral's winning the game on the kamikaze basketball. It's crazy.
Nice stop. Fountain Murray goes right up from there. Pear, Toby Pear. But Mike Kotwicki comes along with it. Jeff Glenn will try to settle it down. Yeah, this is kamikaze.
It looks like Longmeadow's being intimidated. I know they're not going to back down, but it looks like Cathedral's just overpowering them right now.
And there's Billy Martin inside. Scherer goes up. Nice play by Brian Scherer, and that's what he's got to do. He's got to bang those boards.
Yep, he does. He slides in there. He slithers in there. I don't think you're going to see him back down. I don't think you're going to see Mike Kotwicki back down. But Cathedral's really coming at him, and Longmeadow's got to, settle for the challenge here, come up to the challenge, because Cathedral's really coming at him.
Okay, inbounds comes Fountain Murray. Murray right down the path. Gets it over to number 10, Brian Brown. There's a shot of Kevin Kennedy. Nice shot of Kevin Kennedy. Inbounds. Martin wheels, shoots, and scores. Billy Martin. Billy Martin, only a freshman. He's going to be a force to be dealt with.
Jeez, I guess so. I didn't realize he was so big, and he shoots from the outside, so he can play inside, he can play outside.
Ryan Shera right down the middle, up and scores. Nice play by Shera. Fountain Murray. Murray right down the court, being guarded now by Kotwicki. Over to Dowd. Over to Brown. Brown to Martin. Martin goes inside. Nice pass inside of Murray. But Brian Shera, Toby Pear banging those boards. Boy, they're really banging the boards out there, Ron.
Yeah, they're real aggressive. The difference has been on the boards.
And there's one of the reasons, Toby Pear. Toby Pear has really been banging hard. And he gets the point, and he's also fouled. So he'll be going to the line and shoot one.
Well, Tom, in the previous games I've seen this year, Longmeadow hasn't been out-rebounded as badly as they have tonight, especially on their defensive boards, and that's making a big difference here. They've played against some bigger teams, and they've rebounded with them. But tonight, Cathedral's getting 2-3 shots, and it's making a big difference.
There you see a shot of the Cathedral cheerleaders over there. Okay, we fade back to the action. Toby Pear on the line, and it's good. So with 5 minutes and 3 seconds, the Panthers are up to a commanding 16-point lead. Okay, McCall back to Glenn. Glenn will stop him there and pop. It's no good. The run comes out. Excellent play by Jeff Glenn. Now that's one of the things the young players should take a look at. That time Jeff shot the ball, and after shot went right after the rebound. A lot of times players have a tendency to shoot it and leave it.
Yeah, take the shot and start down the floor and count to 2. But he followed the shot that time. He got the rebound and then a reach in.
And there you see it. That was a nice play by Jeff Glenn right there. And Jeff's followed by Billy Martin. There you see Jeff saying, all right. So Jeff Glenn will be going to the line. He'll be shooting 2. His first is up. It's no good. Good hustle by Matt McGuire. To Burns. Okay, Kevin Burns now sets them down, puts them in their offense. Up to the side now to Pear. Pear to Martin. Martin looks inside, being guarded by McGuire. Martin goes right up with it. Ball comes off. Toby Pear goes right up, and again, boy, Toby Pear is just dominating on that board so far.
Yep, somebody's not boxing out there, and Longmeadow switched into a man-to-man, going down so many points to Cathedral. I guess they're down 16 now, and they've gone to the man-to-man. I think they're playing into Cathedral's hands. Cathedral loves to play against a man-to-man.
Okay, Glenn, here comes Jeff Kramer off to Shera. A nice pass off by Jeff Kramer to Brian Shera. Excellent look that time by Jeff Kramer.
Yeah, you draw the defense to you, and then when the defense comes, you dish off for the layup. Nice play.
Martin over to the side, right back to Martin. That was a patented give and go that time. Excellent execution. Here comes McCall. McCall will settle him down, get him back into the flow. Okay, here comes to the side. He goes right up with it. It's no good. It comes right back out. Now see, that time he didn't go for the ball. Had he followed that trajectory of the ball, he would have got his own rebound. The ball's up, and again, Toby Pear. This has been Toby Pear night. Jeff Kramer out to McCall. Here comes Jeff Glenn. Jeff Glenn right up with it, but it's stuffed by Billy Martin. Billy Dowd settles him down. Okay, now the ball is taken by Burns. Got 3 minutes and 31 seconds. Lance is down by 16. Martin on the outside. He'll take it from there. It shoots and pops. Nice pop. Now, was that a 3?
I didn't catch that, Tom. I don't know if it was a 3 or not.
Okay, so there's a timeout on the floor.
They're up 18, so I guess they gave him 2.
So the timeout on the floor with the score, the Lancers 16 and the Cathedral Panthers 34. What do you do to break this this aggressiveness of Cathedral? What do you do to come back?
Well, what's happening is Cathedral is dictating the pace of the game because they're pressing full court and then they're playing tough man-to-man on the half court. If Cathedral was coming back and sitting back in a zone, then you can set up and work the ball and get yourself a real good shot. But Cathedral's dictating the pace of the game. They're pressing them full court, and then on the half court, they're playing tight man-to-man. So that doesn't give you too many options when you're Longmeadow. I mean, you're being harassed everywhere you go. So you got to do the best you can.
Okay, let's take a look. And now you watch Billy Martin. I think he's going back to that last shot. You watch his feet. Look at Billy's feet. He's just inside the three-point mark right there. But he takes it. He pops. So that was a 2-point shot. He was right on the line. I'm sure if he took a look at that, his father, Buddy, would say, just step back 3 inches and you got 3 more, another point.
Yeah, one of the things he's got going for him is he's so big and he can shoot from the outside. So we know he can play inside, and now we know he can play outside. So he's going to be a tough man to cover.
Okay, Jeff Kramer tried, and there's that swarming defense by the Panthers. McGuire stays with the ball, gives it back to Glenn. Glenn up top now. He'll try to settle him down. Here comes Kramer. Kramer trying to get the team offense set up. Glenn, nice pass inside to Sherrow. He's up and scores. That was a nice look inside by Jeff.
Yeah, it's still early in the game, and they've got a chance to come back if they keep making plays like that.
Good defense. Out top, Billy Dowd wheels inside, scores. Nice shot by Billy Dowd. That was an excellent move by Bill Dowd.
Yeah, I think Longmeadow's used to playing that 1-3-1 zone, and they're not getting the help on the weak side of the floor.
Okay, with the ball right now is McCall. McCall over to Kramer. Kramer to Jeff Glenn. Glenn back to Kramer, sets up the offense. Kramer moves inside, goes with the ball, shoots. No good. The rebound comes off to Burns. Burns will set him up now. 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and the Panthers continue to dominate. Inside move by Dowd. Dowd goes right up with it. Back out. Dowd gets his own rebound, goes up with the left hand. There's a scramble for the ball. Let's see who they're going to give this ball to. They're going to give the...
Tom, I think one of the problems that Longmeadow's going to have is... one of the problems Longmeadow's going to have tonight is that they're not real deep on their bench, and they're really being forced to play hard all the time with Cathedral here, and they're not getting a chance to rest, so it's going to be a long night, I think.
Billy Martin goes up. They're going to call a charge. They're coming over to make the call here. They're going to call a charge. It'll be Lancer ball. There's another look at that shot. You see the charge. Nice instant replay by our Channel 8 crew. With the win the game now for the Lancers, number 21, Bill Laffey. So there's a push-off. Let's see who they'll be sending the line. There's a good shot of Steve McCall.
Okay. Very often the second half tells the story of the game, and we're seeing the first half, I think, tell the story of tonight's game. But as I said, Longmeadow's not real deep on the bench, and they're starting to get tired, and Cathedral's really pushing them. They're a real aggressive team, and I think in the second half we're going to see that it's going to be tough for Longmeadow to come back.
Okay, on the line, Steve McCall. And it's up and it's good by Steve McCall. Steve will try another, get the Lancers back in this game. Score now 36-19. So Steve McCall will be going for the second of his 2 shots. Some good singers in the audience.
Boy, it's tough to hear tonight.
Okay, the Panthers inbounded. Dowd. Okay, Billy Dowd. Billy Dowd all the way down the baseline. Good rebound by Steve McCall.
Got a little help from the weak side that time with Brian Shearer, but there was a no call on it.
Up top now to Bill Laffey. Laffey back to McCall. McCall looking inside for help. McCall gives it back to Glenn. Glenn's going to be fouled. The hip came in.
Previous games, Tom, Steve McCall has been their 3-point shooter, and if you give him a second or two to square up to the basket and take that outside shot, he'll bury it for you, but they've been playing him real tight, so he hasn't had a real chance to get off a good shot that's a good balanced shot without pressure on him.
Jeff Glenn misses the front end of a one-on-one, but Brian Shearer goes up top. Ball comes back out to Dowd. Dowd settles him down. They go into their offense. Okay, now with the ball, Fountain Murray inside to Martin. Martin wheels, looks inside for the hoop, goes right to the hoop, but it's no good. It bounces out in front, but Fountain Murray is going to be fouled. Fountain Murray was the fouler rather than the foulee.
That time Longmeadow had good position to make the rebound, and they got a deep rebound and went over everybody's head. So sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way.
And there you see the rebound goes out and over. Now watch it, it'll come up out top. Now watch Fountain Murray come in from the outside, and he fouls right there. He fouls Bill Laffey, and Laffey will be going to the line. With me is Mike Flynn. Mike Flynn, the captain of the Cathedral Panther football team. Mike, looks like a good squad out here rooting on the Panthers tonight.
Yeah, everybody likes to come out to the games, and we're just glad we're here to cheer them on.
Also, you guys are here a lot of talk about the Super Bowl. You guys still living on the high of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's biggest win of the year, baby.
Mike Flynn, Chris Frieda, right here. Where's Chris Frieda?
Right here.
Chris Frieda?
We were on a Cathedral football team. We knew we were going to win that. They came in 11-0. There was a lot of hype that they were going to beat us, but we knew we could take them. They don't play in our league. They don't play in our league.
Yes, that's right. Cathedral, 20-6.
Okay, guys, good luck the rest of the day. Okay, Steve McCall inside to Brian Shera. It goes off Shera. Let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be Lancer ball. Jeff Gunn, William bound it. A lot of enthusiasm there.
I think we hit the nail on the head earlier when we said they're still living from that Super Bowl victory, but they earned it, and I guess they can brag for a year.
Okay, up top to Laffey. Laffey inside to McGuire. It's going to go out of bounds. Okay, so with the ball right now, Jeff Glenn. Jeff looks inside, looks for some help. Bill Laffey up top to McCall. McCall a wheel from there. Like you said, he's a three-point shooter.
Yeah, see what happened was Cathedral zone on the out of bounds, and Steve got the standing jump shot without much pressure on him, and he'll can that 2 out of 3 times.
Okay, with the ball right now, Burns. Burns into Martin. Martin looks inside. Martin's still looking for some help. I think Martin traveled. Nope. He was fouled. So with 30 seconds, the Panthers are up by 13. And I think the only way the Lancers are going to be able to open up, like you said, is they got to get McCall some more of those outside three-pointers.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because Cathedral's going to play a man-to-man, and they're going to continue to press them, and they're not going to let them take that standing jump shot.
Okay, here's the foul right here. You see a little push-off right there. Brian got him with the arm.
Got him on the elbow.
So Billy Martin will be going to the line to shoot 2. There's see a good shot of Martin. Ball's up, and it's good. Billy Martin converts the first. So with 30 seconds, Billy Martin makes it 37-23. Okay, Martin now trying to convert. There you see a good shot of number 15, John McMahon. Martin's up, and it's good. So Billy Martin converts, and into the game now replacing Martin will be number 31, Joe O'Connor.
It's hard to believe that Bill Martin is only a freshman. To think he's got 3 more years kind of puts terror in your heart as a coach.
That's really. Okay, Steve McCall. Up to Glenn. Glenn back to McCall. McCall looking for some help. Into Laffey. Laffey back to McCall. He goes another three-pointer, and it's good. He bangs it down.
Oh, what happened there was Cathedral come back in a 2-1-2 zone, and they gave him the shot again. I think they're going to work on their zone for a while, and I don't know, it may hurt them.
Okay, oh, he loses the ball. Joe O'Connor loses the ball. So with 5 seconds left, the Lancers down by 12. Let's see if they try to get off one more three-pointer. The ball goes over Todd Levine's head, and it's out of bounds, and it's going to be Panther ball. 2 seconds. This will be just one last help.
Yeah, Longmeadow's got to keep him from getting the ball in and getting some kind of shot at the basket here.
And there's a long shot down. It's no good. So as we go to halftime, our score, the Panthers 38 and the Longmeadow Lancers 26. Ron, what's your assessment of the first half?
Well, there's no doubt about the fact in my mind that Cathedral came out really pumped, and they were very aggressive. They pressed. They felt they could press Longmeadow full court. They could come back into the half court and play real tight man-to-man and keep Longmeadow from getting those standing jump shots. You saw Steve McCall just bury 2 3-point standing jump shots at the end of the first half here and get them back into the ball game. They're only down 12 now when they were down 18 a little while ago. So if you give Jeff Glenn standing jump shots, and if you give Steve McCall some standing jump shots out there, they're going to bury them because that's their strength. And then if you start coming out on these guys and they get the ball into Brian Shearer and he makes a few layups and he goes to the line a few times, and you're back in the ball game. So, Longmeadow's still in this thing. It's a long way to go yet.
Okay, so there you see our scores. We go to halftime. The Longmeadow Lancers 26 and the Cathedral Panthers 38. So we'll be back to bring you the second half of action. So please stay tuned as the Longmeadow Lancers and the Cathedral Panthers fight it out for the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. This is Tom Foster and Mon Morissette and some of the Cathedral Panthers asking you to stay tuned. We'll be right back. And there's a good shot of the Cathedral cheerleaders. We'll be right back.
I can tell you what Eagles dominate this game.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, welcome back. To Foster along with Ron Morissette. Our score, the Panthers 38 and the Lancers. Okay, first of all with the ball, Steve McCall. McCall goes into the side. Okay, up top is Glenn. McCall quickly inside to Scherer, goes off Scherer's hand. It's going to be Panther ball. Billy Martin with the ball. Okay, they're going to call. What's that, over and back? I mean, a palm ball?
I missed it, Tom. I'll be honest with you. I'm having a hard time seeing the floor, and I didn't see it.
Okay, but they're going to be turning it over to Jeff Glenn. Okay, up top now is Mike Kotwicki. Kotwicki over to McCall. McCall out top to Glenn. Glenn over to Kotwicki over the side. Tries to get inside the Scherer. Scherer goes up. It's no good. Rebound taken by number 10, Brian Brown. Brown gives it back to Burns. Burns.
Back in their tight man-to-man, Tom, and they're making it tough for Longmeadow to get good shots. But it's important that Longmeadow get off to a good start here in the second half if they're going to get back into the ball game.
I think they're going to call Mike Kotwicki reaching in.
If Cathedral comes back out in the second half like they did in the first half, Tom, and Longmeadow doesn't get off to a good start, I think it's Katie bar the door for them. But it's only 12 points, and they're still in it.
Okay, here's another look at it. You see Billy Martin. Okay, back to the action. Nice play by Glenn. Glenn backs it off to Kotwicki. Kotwicki quickly up the sideline. Looking inside for help. Jeff Glenn comes out to take the pass. Inside to Scherer, but he's going to be banged by Toby Pear. Toby Pear was the leading scorer for the Panthers. Brian Scherer, the leading scorer for the Lancers. I'll tell you, I'm impressed by Toby Pear.
Yeah, really tough off the boards, and both leading scorers are the guys that are doing it off the boards.
And here you see Jeff Glenn. Now watch. He'll try to get the pass in to Scherer. Now watch Toby Pear come out from the side, and bang, he's nailed. We go back to the action. McCall tries to go long, but it's going to be rebounded by Billy Dowd. Dowd now to Burns. Burns, a little field general. Over to Brown. Brian Brown. The ball, loose ball's picked up into Martin. Martin looks inside. Martin drives the baseline, stops, pops. No good. Bounce back up. Good rebound that time by number 10, Brian Brown, but it's going to be controlled by the Lancers. Mike Kotwicki, the Cowboy, over to McCall. McCall tries to drive the baseline, shut off by Brown. Brown to McCall. He wheels. It's no good. Martin lead pass. Oh, he walked with the ball. He was so anxious to go to that hoop, he forgot.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, with the ball right now will be Steve McCall.
Well, we're right where we were at halftime, Tom. Nobody's taken control of the second half yet. We're still a 12-point difference, 38-26, so nobody's really started to take control of the second half.
Okay, inbound. Here comes Kotwicki. Okay, inside to McCall. Nice dish off to McGuire, but it's no good. Okay, there's Dow to Martin. Here comes Burns. Nice play by Burns. Over to inside to Martin. Martin wheels, goes up, pops. No good. Rebound by McGuire. With the ball right now, Jeff Glenn.
Hey, you kids want to get out of the way? We're doing this game for you guys, you know? Get out of the way. You guys want to back up?
Okay, right now the ball comes out to Burns. Hey, there's Kotwicki. To Glenn. Yeah. There's Martin. Here with the ball right now is Burns. Burns up top. To Fountain Murray. Fountain Murray being guarded by McCall. Murray drives, backs back off. Oh, hitting the ground hard is Bill Dowd. No foul on the call. Kevin Kennedy doesn't like that call.
It's a 2-0 game, Tom, in the second half so far. And man-to-man hasn't been Longmeadow's strong suit this year. They've been a 1-3-1 half-court team, but they're quick enough and aggressive enough that they're giving Cathedral trouble, and they're hanging in there with it. They're playing pretty good man-to-man.
Okay, so there's going to be a timeout on the floor. Brian Cogswell, like you said, hasn't been a lot of scoring here. And so there's a timeout, and there you see Brian Cogswell talking to the troops.
We got 3.5 minutes gone, and it's a 2-0 game in the second half, and it's a 10-point game, so it's anybody's game right now. I think Longmeadow is surprising Cathedral a little bit with their man-to-man. They're playing a pretty tough, aggressive man-to-man, and Cathedral's not getting no standing jump shots now like they were, and they're not getting a second shot like they were in the first half, so we got a tight ball game here.
Okay, so our score, 38-28, and anything can happen. And I'll tell you, there's a throng here tonight. Okay, let's take a look where Billy Dowd went down. You look inside here. Now watch Dowd. He'll drive. He goes up, loses control of the ball. Now he comes straight down. Takes a hard fall, but he's okay. He rallied right back up. There you see Billy Dowd hit the ground.
Looked like a good no call, Tom.
Yeah. So it'll be Panther ball. Inbounding the ball is Glenn. Glenn out top. There's Kotwicki. Kotwicki into the corner. Goes to Shera. Shera wheels and scores. There's Martin. Billy Martin with the ball. Gives it back to Burns. Burns loses it. He travels. Took a little shot in the face that time, but traveled.
Well, we're down to we got an 8-point ball game now, and looks we got another timeout coming up here.
And here take a look at it. Now watch, right here. There's your traveling violation right there. He slipped with a foot. There's Kotwicki. Kotwicki out top now to Jeff Glenn. Jeff Glenn looks inside. Over in the corner. So scramble for the ball. Let's see who they give it to. They see them all looking up at the arrow. Okay, here's that block. There you see a scramble for it. Little scramble on the floor.
Tom, this looks more like a tournament game. We got a full house here, and it's safe to say that both teams really want to win this game, and they're really going after it. It's really electric here. It's really nice to see on a high school basketball level now.
Okay, right now inbounding the ball will be referee coming over, getting the popcorn off the floor. Maybe he could do something about the crowd. Okay, Fountain Murray will inbound it. Okay, back in the backcourt now. Comes number 15. Inbounds Fountain Murray right up with it. Nice play by Brian Shera. Brian did a nice job just getting his body in front of that.
Yeah, Cathedral's running something similar to Longmeadow with a double stack down there, and they had a nice backdoor pass, and with a little help from Longmeadow, they made a pretty good defensive play on it.
They call it travel.
Constant.
They call it travel on Jeff Glenn. Okay, up top now comes number 15, John McMahon. McMahon on top to Martin. He'll go from there and scores. Okay, here you see Jeff Glenn traveling. Go back to a quick instant replay. He gives it off to Jeff. Just missed it. Okay, now we go up top. Here comes Scott.
4.5 minutes to get that first two.
Glenn up top, looks inside. Inside him, Shera up and scores. Longmeadow's definitely playing with a lot more intensity they did in the first half.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've settled down a little bit, and they're a little bit used to that pressure by Cathedral.
Okay, Fountain Murray gives it up to McMahon. McMahon waits, lets the pressure go by, shoots and pops. That was a nice play by McMahon because he waited for the pressure to go by and then just popped.
Yeah, you know, I think, Tom, the fact they didn't score for 4.5 minutes and then got to 2 points was the icebreaker, and I think you're going to see they're going to probably pop a few more now. That happens a lot in basketball.
Jeff Glenn, nice play. Rebound comes right back out. McGuire takes a pop. Billy Martin didn't like that call, but he is called for the foul.
You guys, you can't stay there.
Okay, you see him goes up. McGuire up. Tries to go back inside. And there you see Martin with a disgusted look on his face. It's not me. So Matt McGuire will be going to the line to shoot two.
Thank you.
McGuire up, and it's good. Matt McGuire. So that makes our score 42-33 with 10 minutes and 36 seconds. It's up. Rebound by Fountain Murray. Murray gives it back off. A shot, a pop. Nice shot that time by number 10, Brian Brown. So Brown keeps the pressure on. Kotwicki looking for some help in the backcourt. Gets it over to McCall. McCall right down the middle now. McCall looks over to the side. Kotwicki. Kotwicki goes up. It's still way short, but they're going to call a foul. It's going to be a foul on number 15, John McMahon. There you see the call. So going to the line will be the Cowboy. Okay, here you take a look at that last play. The ball goes off to Kotwicki. Kotwicki, you see the foul right here, and he's fouled. It's up, and so Kotwicki will go to the line. So the Cowboy Kotwicki, it's up, and it's no good. And I was talking to Brian Cogswell during halftime, and he said one of the things that has been a problem has been the foul shooting. He said they've missed, almost 50% or no more than 60% of the foul.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing that tonight, Tom. It looks to me like they probably missed 60% of their foul shots tonight.
Well, he converts on that one. Kotwicki. He'll get another shot. It's up, and it's no good. And with the rebound is Toby Pear. Ron, traveling around looking at different schools, is this rim a little bit tighter than others? Or, it seems like it's very tight.
I'll be honest with you, Tom. I never coached a team on these rims, and I've never had the glass backboards here, but I think you're right. They do seem like they're not as springy as they were before we had the glass boards.
Is it the glass board or is it the rim itself, Ron?
Looks like it's the rim, but I know if you put the ball down through the rim and it doesn't touch the rim and it just touches the net, it doesn't make any difference.
Really? Okay, Jeff Kramer, a little push-off. Gets it over to Jeff Glenn. Glenn up top, over to McCall. McCall looks inside. McCall wheels. Nice play by Fountain Murray. Fountain Murray just stole that right away from McCall, and he scored. That was an excellent play by Fountain Murray.
Yeah, and he's quick, too. Once he gets the ball, he's gone to the races.
Okay, here comes Kotwicki. Over to Shera. Shera wheels, goes up, shoots, and scores. Brian Shera. And on the Lancers have played pretty even here in the second half.
Yeah, what happened is they scored the first 4 points and got down to 8, but Cathedral, once they got that first basket, they've come back now, and they're back to where they were before, up 12, and now they're just swapping hoops. And if Longmeadow's going to get back in it, they can't swap hoops. They got to get 2 hoops for every one Cathedral gets.
Nice bound that time by Jeff Kramer. Took it right away. Okay, here comes Glenn. He's going to back off. Let's see if we can get Steve McCall with a few three-pointers here. McCall wheels to the outside. Gets hooked. Okay, now he wheels back to the top. Kramer wheels inside, tries to dish off. There's a scramble for the ball. Oh, a real scramble. Shera pushes off. Let's see what the call's going to be. Well, there was a real scramble that time, but real aggressiveness by Brian Shera.
Yeah, looks like a typical Cathedral Longmeadow game to me.
Okay, let's take a look. Now watch Shera. They'll go for that ball. Here's a good scramble in here. Now you see a diving Brian Brown. Jeff Kramer comes into the picture. Balls are going everywhere. And then finally the ball is going to be given back to the Lancers. Good aggressive play by Shera and Jeff Kramer. Okay, out top to Kramer now. Kramer over to McCall. Back into Kramer, loses it. Kotwicki stays with it. Oh, the Cowboy loses it. It's going to be taken as it gets it back to Shera. Shera goes up. It's no good. Boy, they are missing balls all over the place. There's a scramble for the ball. Kotwicki. Oh, a little scramble out there. Little action. between Kotwicki and Darwin Dawkins. Darwin Dawkins and Kotwicki were messing it up a little bit. You see that coach Kevin Kennedy goes out and says, use your head. So the temper's rare. Hey, watch those kids move back. Let's take a look at this action. Now watch Sherry. Here comes down with the ball. And there you see Toby Pear. There you see, now you'll watch a little scramble for the ball between Kotwicki and Darwin Dawkins. Darwin Dawkins pulls him down. Both coaches settle it down. There, now you see the little scramble. There you see Kevin Kennedy with his hands on his, and there you see Brian Cogswell. They're both saying, let's settle down, guys. This is basketball. You see the referee gets in the middle. There you see the peacemaker, Toby Pear, comes over. Long outside shot by McCall. Back to Kotwicki. Kotwicki's up, no good. Ball comes off, and it's going to be taken by the Panthers. Boy, this is a real high school basketball at its best, Ron.
Yeah, it reminds me when Todd Butler and Tommy Kotwicki and Matty Oth and those guys were around. We had some real Donnybrooks with Cathedral. They're just two aggressive teams, and they're playing hard.
They really are. There's a scramble for it. Billy Dowd comes flying out. He ran right into the bleachers. Bill Dowd, an aggressive move, but he goes into the bleachers. There you see a good shot of Toby Pear.
I think we got a case of a little more emotion here because of the proximity of the two schools than we would in the ordinary basketball game. Two teams that want to beat each other tonight.
You notice the assistant coach pointing his head. This is, you know, people don't realize how much of a head game this really is. There's a lot of emotion that enters into these things.
No, absolutely. This is an emotion game all the way, and I think Cathedral had all the emotion in the first half, and I think Longmeadow decided that they're going to put some emotion into it in the second half.
So Steve McCall inbounds it to Shera. Okay, with the ball right now is Kotwicki. Kotwicki drives into the corner to Kramer. Kramer loses it. There's a scramble for the ball. Boy, Kotwicki, he's all over the place. He does remind you a lot of his brother Tommy.
Absolutely. They're clones of each other. I think Michael was cloned from Tommy, no doubt about it.
Oh, a little walk there by Bill Dowd. Little traveling music. But I'll tell you, this is exciting to be part of this, you know, Ron. And it's just, it's great for high school sports. It's great for the fans. And a traditional rivalry, you see them going back and forth across the stands each other. Cathedral on this side, Longmeadow on the other. I mean, this is what it's all about.
Reminds me of the games in the 50s and 60s. I remember all the old games at Springfield College at the old Quonset Hut. This is an awful lot like it. It's good to see.
Absolutely. I remember playing there myself, playing in the old, like I said, the Springfield Fieldhouse. Wasn't a better place around to play hoop. Then warm up and back with about 18,000 hoops that they had. Fountain Murray, quick drive. Knocks over Jeff Kramer, but they don't give him a call. Kramer to Kotwicki. Kotwicki dishes it off to Shera. Shera goes, no good. Back inside, no good by Kotwicki. Boy, I'll tell you, when they see this film, they're going to kill themselves of all the easy shots that they missed.
Yeah, hasn't been an artistic success for either team here, but boy, it's a hard-fought game, and you got to give both teams a lot of credit for all the emotion they're putting into it.
Yep. Fountain Murray, Brian Shera, he's going to be tired after this game. Brian's really had to hold his own on those boards.
I think this kind of game, Tom, is the reason you usually play a team twice.
Really? Okay, now we see Jeff Glenn. Long shot up top from McCall. He loses it. It's taken by Fountain Murray. Here comes Kevin Burns. Burns settles him down. We've got 6 minutes and 37 seconds, 48 to 36. Lance is down by 12. Up top to Murray. Fountain Murray back to Brian Brown. Brian moves to the top of the key, looks inside. Gives it off. They're slowing down now. Oh, he's going to walk. Oh, they're going to call a foul on McCall. Looked like there could have been a walk there, too.
I'm not sure, Tom. I'm just thinking, one of the nice things about watching an aggressive game like this is when it's over and they line up and shake hands.
Right, let's take a look at it right here. No, he looks okay. Billy Dowd. Well, that was the play before that when he knocked over Kramer. So the Panthers will be inbounding it. Dowd will take it in. Good shot of Kevin Kennedy. Very successful coach of Cathedral. Fountain Murray goes from the outside, shoots and pops. Murray's on fire.
Yeah, it looks like he's taken over in the second half for Cathedral.
Toby Pear was the story of the first half, and it looks like Fountain Murray the story of the second. Okay, right now to Jeff Glenn. Jeff looks inside for some help, backs up. Being guarded there by Dowd. Kramer to McGuire. And Matt McGuire was just crunched by number 31, Joe O'Connor. He was crunched. I see a good shot of Matt McGuire. Very, very physical game. Let's take a look.
I thought we'd see a tired Longmeadow team in the second half here, but they're really hanging in there. They're a gutsy team.
Now you watch. There's a foul on McGuire. Joe O'Connor just comes over and lays the lumber.
Yeah, Matty's entitled to his position on the floor, and O'Connor just ran him over by backing into him.
Okay, now Kramer. Kramer over to McCall. And that was Jeff Glenn, rather, number 20. See who the foul is on. I'll tell you, I'm impressed by Jeff Glenn. Jeff's a very aggressive, got a nice shot, and plays the floor very well.
Yeah, Jeff will burn you if he.
There he is right here.
Yeah, if you give him that standing jump shot. Now, what you see in the monitor right now, Jeff's got a squared up to the basket standing jump shot, and if you give him that shot and you give him a little bit of room, he'll score on you.
There we see a good shot of our Longmeadow cheerleaders. You know, it's unbelievable, Brian. I don't think people realize what athletes these cheerleaders are.
Oh, and one of the things people don't realize with these cheerleaders, not only are they good athletes, but they practice every day like the players do. They're in the hallways every day, and they're working and working and working. I got to give them a lot of credit.
You know, one of the things somebody said to me while I was before the game, they said, gee, you're going to be doing the game with Ron Morissette. And they said, how does Ron feel, you know, sitting on the sidelines and not behind the coaching box? What do you think about that, Ron?
This is a fairly new experience, Tom, to be with you to do color. We've done a couple of interviews before, and we had one voiceover that we did before. But I'll tell you, I'm a lot more relaxed here than I'm on the sidelines or when I'm coaching.
You miss it, Ron?
I really don't. I really enjoy watching the games from the stands now. I'm much more relaxed, maybe too relaxed.
Yeah, I noticed you fell asleep there a couple of times on me during the halftime. But it's, you know, you did a great job here at Longmeadow, and people owe you, you know, a lot of credit. And a lot of these kids you had the opportunity to coach.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed especially sitting on the sidelines on a night like this with all the camaraderie going on amongst the two different schools. And it's an electric atmosphere, and you go home and you really feel good about the fact that you got all these young people in the gym and they're participating in an athletic contest. And it really makes you feel good.
You know, Ron, when you look back over the years, Brian Scherer misses a shot. Is there any player that sticks out in your mind? I mean, if you had to say he was probably the best player ever coached, who would that be?
I'll tell you, when people ask me that, when I first started coaching, it was a guy by the name of Billy Falkins, and he was one of the best players I ever coached. It's hard to say if there was any one player that was better than any other, but Billy Falkins sticks out in my mind, and he was a heck of a ball player, and it may just have been because I was a new coach, and he was one of the very best that played in the area at the time, but he was a heck of a player.
Now, what about on the opposing side? Obviously, was it Travis Best, the best you ever coached against?
Yeah, I'd have to say so. I saw our Longmeadow kids play up at the Buck Ramoli tournament up in Holyoke when Travis was an 8th grader. And Travis was, he didn't have all the physical attributes at the time. He wasn't physically mature. And boy, what a difference 1 year made. When he went to Central and we played him that first year in Central, I couldn't believe it. And he was probably the best. He was fantastic.
Did you have a chance of coaching against Vinny Del Negro?
Del Negro was at Suffield when I was coaching, but our kids played against Del Negro's All-Stars in the Holyoke tournament, and they beat them and won the tournament up there.
Okay, so on the line right now, Jeff Kramer. Ball's up, and it's good. So Jeff Kramer converts. You know, Longmeadow started off this year, you know, on a pretty good high, and it seems like the last couple games they've sort of, you know, slacked off a little bit. What do you attribute that to? Now Jeff Kramer converts the second of his 2 shots.
Well, they've lost the three teams they played that they've lost to, Greenfield, Amherst, and Holyoke, don't have a loss, except I think Greenfield has one. So they're undefeated except for that one Greenfield loss. And the teams they've beaten, the Northampton, the East Longmeadow, and Putnam, are fine teams also. So they've been playing pretty good. I think it's just a matter of running up against some good teams here. And tonight they're running up against a real good emotion.
Yeah, Billy, he walked. He moved that pivot foot. Speaking of an emotion, a young freshman, boy, I'll tell you, when you can shoot outside and inside like Billy Martin, we're going to see, you'll hear his name a lot in this Cathedral Panther box score.
Yeah, it's hard to believe he's a freshman.
I know, really. Well, he's really not. He's really 20 years old. His father just kept him down.
Okay, well, as long as he's registered in the 9th grade, he's all set.
Okay, out top to Kramer. Kramer goes with a 3-pointer. Oh, maybe that was a pass to Jeff Glenn, and Jeff Glenn is fouled. Now, you think that was a pass or you think that was a shot? I'm sure Jeff will say it was a pass.
Yeah, well, we'll be good to him and say it was a pass.
Just as he was about to shoot, he saw Jeff Glenn out of the corner of his eye. Of course, when you're a QB, you got to have that, peripheral vision like that.
And one of the things that Jeff has brought to the team this year is his generalship on the floor. I think it's carried over from football. I remember a year ago when Jeff came out here, he was a little bit unsure of himself. He was playing tentatively, but this year he's really taken over the generalship of the team.
Okay, Jeff Glenn converts the first of two. Nice soft shot. And there you saw the last foul. And the ball's up, and it's no good off to the right, but Brian Shera, Billy Martin comes down with a bomb. Martin out to Fountain Murray. That's a great name. I love that name, Fountain Murray. A fountain of hoop. Inside to Dowd. Dowd, oh, nice stuff by Brian Shera. But Kevin Burns settles it down. Kevin wheels. Into Martin. Martin wheel from there, goes up. No good. Fountain Murray run over. Martin will take another one from there, and it's up and it's good. Billy Martin, nice shot by Martin. Stayed right with it. Here comes Glenn. Glenn to the middle, and Glenn's going to be fouled by Martin. So with 4 minutes and 4 seconds, our score, the Panthers 52 and the Lancers 39.
Yeah. Tom, I think it's safe to say that Cathedral weathered the early Longmeadow storm, and once they got that first bucket, they built the lead back up again.
There you see that foul by Billy Martin on Jeff Glenn. So Jeff Glenn will be going to the line to shoot two. Yeah, they came out with sort of, a renewed vigor, but then it sort of fell off after Cathedral got that bucket.
Yeah, I think that happens a lot in basketball. Basketball is very often a series of runs, and Longmeadow made a run at them early in the second half, and then Cathedral came back and made their run, so we're pretty much where we were earlier in the game.
I almost wasn't able to do the game tonight because I had a series of runs.
Uh-oh. Well, now you tell me.
Okay, there you see some of the Cathedral Panthers. And they're saying scoreboard. On the line, Jeff Glenn. Glenn's up, no good, off to the right. And again, the Lancers are not able to convert on their fouls.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they end up with tonight. They're down, what do we got, 13 points right now, and they've easily missed 13 foul shots, probably 20 foul shots. So they'd be right in the ballgame. When you play an aggressive team, you're going to get fouled, and you got to make those foul shots. And Cathedral's very aggressive, and they're going to put you on the line, and if you're missing them, you're in trouble.
Okay, so here comes Kevin Burns. Kevin Burns looks inside, gives it off to Toby Pear. Pear back out to Bill Brown. Brian Brown. Oh, he's going to be fouled. Kevin Burns fouled by Jeff Kramer.
I got a suggestion, Tom. You like that name, Fountain Murray.
Okay, here you see the foul. And there you see Jeff foul on number 23, Kevin Burns.
I think Kevin Burns didn't care much for that. I got a suggestion. You like that name, Fountain Murray? I think we can tell Gary Brown for his hitting to all fields on Wednesday. We could add that to his list of favorite names.
Really, Fountain Murray. Oh, nice drive by Jeff Glenn. Beautiful drive, textbook drive, right to the hoop. Keeps his eyes. Nice shot by Jeff Glenn. But I'll tell you, this is a young squad for Cathedral. Coach Kevin Kennedy's got to be pretty happy with what he's seen tonight.
I can remember about 4 years ago he had a young squad, and that young squad matured from freshman to sophomore to junior to senior year, and he had 4 great years with those kids, and now he's got another young squad. It looks like he's going to have quite a few good years with these guys.
That, of course, was starting with Derek Kellogg.
That was starting with Derek Kellogg. I can remember when he played as a freshman.
Here's that. Now watch. Nice drive. Good intensity by Brian Brown, and there's a foul by Brian Shera. But they said they hit him beforehand. Okay, inbounds to Brian Brown. Brown over to Martin. Martin up. No good. Rebound by Toby Pear. And Pear again goes strong to the board. I'll tell you, he's an aggressive kid off the board.
Yeah, and that looked like a fairly decent block by Brian Shera, but he got him with the body, got him with the chest. I think we'll see on the monitor.
Now you'll see it right here.
Yeah, he's over the top.
Yeah, that was Matt McGuire that got him.
Yeah, it was Matt. And he got the ball, but you can see the two bodies are touching each other, and you can't do that either.
No body touching allowed. There you see a good shot. And Toby Pear leaves it short. So with 3 minutes and 7 seconds, our score 52-41. I mean, is there anything that Longmeadow can do to get back in this game? Right? A lot of three-pointers.
Yeah, well, a lot of prayers to go, a lot of three-pointers, but the three-pointers are either they're gonna do you in or you're going to come back with them. You know, they're either do or die types of things, and they're doing what they have to do. They're playing full court man-to-man. They're pressing, and they're up-tempo in the game. They're not letting Cathedral hold the ball, and that's the game they got to play. They got to force Cathedral to do something with the ball, and you're right. They got to pop a few three-pointers. And what happens with the three-pointers is if you make them, you get back in the game, and you don't, you go down further. So it's a gamble, and they got to gamble now.
Okay, so with 3 minutes, 1 second, there you see Kevin Kennedy talking to his troops. Excellent camera work by our Channel 8 crew, Fred Nowak. Also Steve Miller out in the booth. And again, as I said during the JV game, for those of you who didn't have a chance to see it, Longmeadow Lancers Sports is going to have a real loss in our sporting coverage because Steve Miller has done such a great job in bringing you football and all the lacrosse games. Steve's going to be leaving to go to Continental in Boston. We want to wish Steve the best of luck. But it's going to be a sad loss for our Longmeadow Lancers Sports, and wishing the best of luck, and hope he does for them as well as he did for us, and I'm sure it'll be a great success. And there you see a good close-up of our cheerleaders doing a little cha-cha-cha. And fabulous Fred Nowak. And there's, of course, guess which one of us is Ron Morissette? He's the one with the hair, but he hasn't got a hat on. Okay, we go back to the action. They're going to call a foul on Toby Pear. And the referee goes over and talks to Steve McCall. I don't know. What do you think that was all about? The referee went right over and started talking.
I think he pushed him after the call was made there. There's been a little physical contact out here, and I think there was a little unnecessary physical roughness there. I don't think we have a penalty for that in this game, but I think that's what it was.
In football we do, but I guess not in basketball. Okay, so Steve McCall will be going to the line. Ball's up and it's no good. And it goes off Billy Martin, so it'll be, no, they're saying, yeah. It looked to me like they said it went off Martin, but they're going to give it back. Let's see.
Tom, there's our all foul line bugaboo again. You know, Cathedral's so aggressive, they're going to put you on the foul line all night. And then if Longmeadow had made their fouls, this would be an even game right now.
Okay, so McCall goes down. They're going to call, looks like they're going to call a foul on McCall. Now watch, we'll see the play right here. See if we can pick up the foul. Yeah, there's a foul on McCall. And you can see the look on Burns' face saying, hey, wait a minute now, what'd you do that to me for? So Kevin Burns will be going to the line. He'll be going to the line.
Yeah, he got his knee in the way. You got to be firmly planted, and his knee was sticking out, and so that's a blocking foul.
So going to the line, Kevin Burns. 3 minutes exactly. And you know, as many foul shots as Cathedral, or as Longmeadow has missed, Cathedral has made.
Yeah, I don't know what the statistics are on it, but I think you're right, Tom.
It'll be interesting to see what the final stats are in terms of shots for and against. Matter of fact, when I look at the stat sheets, the stats are pretty low in terms of foul shots. The best foul shooter is Matt McGuire with a 77% foul shooting. They're going to call a foul on number 3 for the Lancers. Gary Verratti's in the game. Also in the game is Todd Levine. Okay, so going to the line. Okay, so going to the line for the Panthers will be number 10, Brian Brown. Okay, so with the ball right now. Long shot from the outside, no good. It goes awry. In the game for the Lancers now, number 33, Todd Levine. Here's a look at that last shot. Just falls short. You see Gary Verratti under the hoop. Okay, quickly down court. Goes down. Nice play by Brian Brown. Over to Sharon now. Sharon backs off. It's up. It's no good. Try it again, and Billy Martin with the ball now. Martin backs off. Gets it to Dowd. Dowd down quickly. Oh, and he's going to be fouled. Going to be a foul on Brian Brown by Todd Levine. So with 2 minutes and 13 seconds, the score, The Panthers 57 and the Lancers 41. As they continue to dominate. Going to the line now, Brian. Here's a look at that last play. Now you watch him, it fakes. Now watch, Brian Brown is nailed by Todd Levine. So Brown goes to the line. His first one is good. And again, they continue to make their foul shots.
Yep. This is the time of the game, and one of the things you can do to come back is you got to foul and hope they miss their foul shots, and then go down and score yourself and foul and hope they miss their foul shots. But again, that's a gambling type of game, and if you're into that situation, you're probably in tough shape.
Okay, with the ball right now, McCall, that should be a three-pointer. It is a three-pointer. Good full court press being applied now by the Lancers. They're going to call a foul on Jeff Glenn. So going to the line. Okay, going to the line will be number 10, Brian Brown. Okay, Brown, number 10, going to the line. The ball's up. It's good. The kids want to get out of the way.
Hey, get out of the way, guys. Get out of the way.
Okay, Brian Brown will attempt another shot. Brown's up, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. So it's going to be Panther ball with 1 minute and 53 seconds. Inside to Martin. Martin wheels. Okay. Hi, girls. You guys want to go through? Go ahead. Do it quick, though. Okay, there's the last play. Number 22, nice Toby Pear. Okay, going to the line now will be Steve McCall. See who the foul is going to be on here. See a good shot of Billy Martin, the young freshman. Go ahead. The shot of Kevin Kennedy. So 1 minute and 49 seconds. Okay, going to the line now will be Todd Levine, number 33. Things getting out of control here.
Gee, I think so. We're taking our life in our hands over here, Tom.
Right in the middle of Pantherdom. Little do they know. Okay, going to the line now, Todd Levine. Levine goes to the line. Concentration by Levine, it's no good. Okay, with the ball right now, number 23, Kevin Burns. So going to the line now for Cathedral will be Kevin Burns. Okay, here's a there you see that foul on Gary Verratti and Kevin Burns. Burns goes to the line. So good, rebound by McCall. Here comes McCall. McCall over the side to Verratti, no good. Ball comes back out. It's going to be taken by Brian Scherer. Scherer up, no good. Rebound, Cathedral. They're going to call it jump ball. Let's see who the arrow's to. Pulls his own player. Little frustration there by Toby Pear. So Toby Pear, a little frustration. Things getting out of hand now, Ron.
Yeah, I think so. Brian tends to have a short fuse sometimes in a real aggressive game like this, and he just can't afford to do that. He's got to just continue to play his game.
And there you see the jump ball. Okay, so There's the call, and you see it just whips him over his shoulder. Todd Levine says, let's take a little dance here. So we've got 1 minute and 25 seconds. And there you see Pear. The ball's up, no good. Rebound Pear. Toby Pear stays with it, and it'll be Panther ball. Kevin Burns with the ball. Brian Brown with the ball. Yeah, try to. Just stay right there. Okay, foul from the back. They're going to call the foul on Jeff Glenn. So the foul on Jeff Glenn. So a minute and a 7. Okay, here's to take a look at that hit, Ron. Now watch, you see the hit right in the back. You see Glenn all over his back, so he'll be sending Brian Brown to the line. We've seen a lot of Brian Brown on the line tonight, and there you see the foul by Jeff Glenn. Brown on the line. His first shot is up. It's no good. Around the rim and out. Rebound by Todd Levine. Here comes McCall. McCall with the ball. Gets it back to Verratti. Verratti's going to be hit there by number 23, Kevin Burns. So going to the line. There's you see the instant replay. Here's the foul right here. Verratti makes a nice move. Tries to go to the inside, but Burns gets him with the body. So it'll be going to the line. Gary Verratti on the line. This is it's like doing a game in a cave, isn't it, Ron?
It's tough. Not seeing the floor.
It's a good thing we got a cameraman out there. Okay, with the ball right now. Cathedral quickly down the court. Here comes Burns. They back it off now. They're going to try to control it. Brian Brown. They're just going to try to run out the clock now. Inside, up. Nice tap. The fight for the ball. Brown with the ball. Jamie Girardi into the game. Shouldn't that be a technical? They just throw the ball.
Yeah, well, I think from a strategy point of view right now, Tom, I don't think there's much we can say. There's no strategy going on out there now except for mayhem.
Really? That's mayhem, right?
Yeah, I think the things that are going on out there right now are not good for basketball. I mean, these guys are just trying to hurt each other right now, and it's not good.
And there you see a scramble for the ball, and you see Brian Brown on the line again. Downtown Brian Brown. Ball's up and it's good, and Brian Brown's been pretty good in the foul line tonight.
Yeah, I think the whole Cathedral team has. In Longmeadow, as we've said over and over again, is just the opposite. I think we're looking at box score tomorrow and see, oh, look at Longmeadow got beat by Cathedral by on the line, and it's really been their aggressiveness that's made the difference.
Okay, with the ball right now. There's Gary Verratti. Verratti's going to take a long three-point shot. Goes off the rebound. No good. Jamie Girardi. I think they're going to call a foul on Girardi. There goes Coach Mary Murray of the Longmeadow Lancer girls. Did you get a?
She doesn't have a smile on her face, and one of her players said that they lost the game. I don't know what the score was, but they didn't look like happy campers.
Certain didn't. There you saw a good shot of Mike Angelotti, number 12. So going to line for the Panthers will be Billy Dowd, number 4. There you see Mark Sarasa in back of number 23. And Jamie Girardi going for the ball. Girardi goes right over the top of Joe O'Connor. And we've got 29 seconds with our score of 61-44. And I really think the difference in this game has been foul shooting, right?
Oh, I think so. I think we'll look in the box score and we'll say it was the difference was foul shooting. But I think the difference is really the aggressive physical play of Cathedral.
As you see right there in the screen, Jamie Girardi all over him. Nice shot by number 23, Mark Sarasa. Quickly down. It's going to be a foul. It's going to be a traveling call. A traveling call on number 25, Eric Nadeau. And there you see the wave by Cathedral. Gary Verratti for a long shot, and it's good. Gary Verratti hits. That makes our score 49-61 with 6 seconds left to go in the game.
It's going to look like a fairly respectable score, but Cathedral's had a 12 to 16 point lead most of the game.
Another foul. So again, Brian Brown, downtown Brian Brown will be going to the line. Nope, it's not going to be Brian Brown. Let's see who goes to the line. I thought the foul was against Brian Brown. Okay, here it is. Let's take a look at it. Maybe we can see. Brian Brown with the ball. Now you see Mark Sarasa coming over. Yeah, it is Brian Brown going to the line. Now you'll see the foul. A little forearm there by Mark Sarasa on Brian Brown. And Brian Brown will go to the line. As he's on the line, he misses the first. No good. with the ball. And that's the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen, with a final score, the Lancers 49 and the Cathedral Panthers 61. Well, Ron, you look at the overall game, it seemed like Cathedral came out very aggressive. They were intimidating on the boards. Longmeadow wasn't making their foul shots. They weren't converting. It was sort of a sloppy game for Longmeadow, and I think the Panthers, on the other hand, played very aggressive.
Yeah, I think so. I think that made a difference. I think Longmeadow was facing the most aggressive team they've seen all year, and I think they're a little bit surprised in the first half that a team was as aggressive as Cathedral was tonight. And Longmeadow wasn't getting the standing jump shots like they had been getting, and they were forced, I think, to work a little bit harder, and consequently, I think Cathedral wore them down a little bit and surprised them in the first half, and then in the second half it was kind of a status quo. Once Longmeadow came out and got the first 4 points, and they got within 8, and then once Cathedral hit that first bucket, then Cathedral came right back into it, and then they just kept that lead for the whole second half there. But it was a pretty sloppy game, but a very hard-fought game, and you got to give both teams credit for how hard they worked out there. They really gave everything they had. But a very emotional game. I didn't think today that I'd see a game where Cathedral and Longmeadow would go after each other like this, and I never even thought about the Super Bowl and the emotion surrounding that, but boy, it was definitely here tonight. Very hard-fought game.
Okay, well, we're going to go out on the floor and talk to the winning coach, Kevin Kennedy, so stay tuned. We're going to go right out and talk to Kevin Kennedy, and we'll be right back with our post-game interview. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Steve, can we do a quick interview with the handheld? Steve? Okay, here I am with the winning coach of tonight's game, Coach Kevin Kennedy. Coach, great game.
Thank you, Tommy. It's been a roller coaster type of a year, but I've got some real talent. When we show up with our heads in the game and we play hard, we'll do all right. But it's a little frustrating with young kids, and that's the way it goes, and I'll have to live with it. But we got better tonight, so that's good.
I was very impressed by the play of Toby Fair. I think Toby had a great game on the boards.
Toby's been very consistent for us all year on the boards, but again, he's only a sophomore. He tends to foul a little bit, but the fouls that he gives are aggressive fouls, so that's good. We worked very hard lately on boxing out. Our defense has gotten a lot better. The difficult thing with young kids is to teach them what playing hard really means, and that's what we've been trying to get to, and we played hard tonight. I was very pleased.
Now, what about Billy Martin? Billy Martin, of course, a freshman. Nobody can believe he's a freshman. Ron Morissette, who did the game with me, hard to believe. He can go from the outside, he can go to the inside. He's got good ball movement. I think Billy Martin's got a big future with you.
He does. He's 6'6", but right now we're not talking about his future outside. The name of the game with Billy right now is to rebound and play defense. Any points he gives us, that's a bonus. He had a tendency when he was growing up, because he was always so big, to kind of take the easy things and the jump shots. But I want him to rebound. He has to play defense, and he's really working hard. He's been a pretty good, solid kid, and he got a lot better tonight.
And also, you got some good play out of your guards. Brian Brown had a good game. Also, Kevin Burns also played well from the guard.
I feel like going in and kissing Kevin Burns right now. I've been looking for a point guard that can really come out and decide, I want the ball, I want to run the show, and I'm going to do it. And he really did a good job tonight. Brian Brown played very well. Billy Dowd always plays hard. Fountain Murray shows traces of, he's a superior athlete.
He's got the best name I've ever heard.
Yeah. The question is whether he's got it in his heart to really work hard enough and keep his mind in the game. But he's really a good athlete. I'm pleased. I've got a lot of athletes. Now the question is, can I get them to play together and play hard?
Great. Well, congratulations on a big win, Kevin, and good luck the rest of the season. Okay, that was Coach Kevin Kennedy, and now I'm going to bring in my my color man for today, Ron Morissette. But while we're waiting for Ron, he's talking to Coach Kevin Kennedy. But it was a good game for to see for high school basketball. I thought the Lancers, they played a little sloppy in the first half. They came out at the beginning of the second half. They tried to pour it on, but then the Panthers again responded, came back, played very aggressively. And finally, I'd like to bring in Ron. And he's still talking to the coach, Kevin Kennedy. But again, Ron Morissette, come in and we'll finish this off. Why don't you take a quick break, Steve? Let's take a quick break. Okay, and finally, back with Ron Morissette. Ron, first of all, I thank you for some excellent color commentating tonight. And, as we were talking at the end of the game, Ron, I think you were just talking to Coach Kevin Kennedy, and you mentioned aggressiveness. And I think that was one of the keys for Cathedral.
Well, I was comparing his team tonight with some of the teams that we played in the past, and we've always had some real aggressive games with them. when we had Todd Butler and Matty Oth and Tommy Kotwicki, we went over to Cathedral and they came over here and we had a war. You know, they were really physically hard-played games. And I was remarking to Kevin that you haven't lost any of that aggressiveness that you guys have had over the years. And he said, well, you should have seen us the last game against West Springfield. I guess Cathedral lost to West Springfield. And you don't expect a Cathedral team. I know Westside struggled a little bit this year and Cathedral struggled a little bit this year, but I guess they haven't been playing that aggressive. And Kevin said he put a pair of sneakers on, and one of his other coaches put a pair of sneakers on, and they went out there, and I guess they did some banging underneath the boards, and so I guess the guys got the message. I think from what I could see in the stands tonight and with the JV players, it looked to me like this was a carryover from the Super Bowl contest, too. We heard a lot as we broadcast the game tonight about the Super Bowl, and I think Cathedral came over here and they wanted to prove to Longmeadow that they could beat them in basketball as well as they could beat them in football. So I think the emotion of that had a lot to do with the game, too. It was a very emotional game, and Cathedral played very hard, and Longmeadow played very hard, too. You know, two teams that are pretty good teams.
What do you think Brian Cogswell's telling his troops in the locker room right now? You know, they came back, but they, you know, again, every chance that they had to pull within a few points, they backed off. So what do you think Brian's telling his troops, and what does he have to do to get their heads back on?
Well, but from where I'm standing, I can see Brian down the other end of the gym right now talking to his wife, so I don't know if he's got the message to his team yet or not, but, you know, I think, you know, Longmeadow's been doing a lot of good things, and what they can learn from this game is that when you're going to play an aggressive team like that, you got to stay cool, and you got to do the things you're working on in practice. I always felt that by the time we took the floor, that 90% of what we were going to do, we already did in practice, and maybe 10% was going to be adjustment on the floor. So, you know, by the time you're up there, you pretty much decided, you know, what you're going to do on the floor. And I think Brian's probably going to say, hey, when we get in a tough game like that, we got to do the things that we do in practice. And I know that when Longmeadow takes the floor, they're ready to play and they're ready to do the things that they need to win. So it's a matter of just staying calm, you know, working hard and working on the things that you do in practice. I don't think you can do anything else.
Okay, well, I want to thank you very much, Ron, for a great night.
My pleasure.
It was a great night of high school basketball. So this is Tom Foster along with Ron Morissette. And Fred, I wonder if you get a picture of the #1 fan of Longmeadow right over here. Right over here on the bench. This is the #1 fan. You see her isolated on the bench. The lady on the bench, that's my wife, Karen, who has to put up with me at all these games. That's my wife, Karen Foster, the #1 fan of the Longmeadow Lancer and high school sports in general. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we leave, my wife, Karen, with her back to us in her famous position, this is Tom Foster along with Ron Morissette, thanking you for watching tonight's game. And join us again for another Longmeadow Lancer game. Good night, everyone.
Thanks a lot for this. I enjoyed it. I think you did a number on her. I think you embarrassed her.
Played by Timothy Hutchins, Pierre Vass.